Oh, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Rilla, man. I was just playing with my new Samsung Galaxy Fold 2 Fire. But yeah, I just wanted to check in with y'all. Had a lot on my heart and just on my mind as of late. Um, I know I'm very private. Some of you guys that may know me probably don't even know a lot about my situation. You think you know, but you have no idea. So I'm about to bring y'all a little bit into my reality as of late. So where do we start? So I'm gonna go back all the way to when I was like 14, 15. So basically this is gonna be the title of this, I feel, is Health is the Only Wealth. And through my journey and through my experience, I'm gonna show you guys and tell you how I've come about. I got all the money that I've ever had, enough to buy me anything that I can get, and it still ain't enough for my health. So make sure that y'all are keeping your health the number one priority, please. But like I said, I'm gonna go back maybe out of my 33, so maybe close to 20 years ago, about 14, 15, no, maybe 15. However, I'm not about to do math right now, okay, guys? Don't feel like it, okay? So about 15, 20 years ago, I know I don't look it, but it was 15, 20 years ago, I developed cancer. And I didn't even know I had cancer, man. I didn't know at all. It was a crazy and amazing how I really understood that a higher power existed. Just like any other day, it's about spring, summertime. Every weekend or so, or just a Thursday or Friday, my father would say, "Hey, go cut the grass." You know what I'm saying? That's your chore. That's one of my chores. Make sure the grass was cut. He would go out and weed whack the yard. Make sure the weeds and stuff is gone. So I, do the same old. Go downstairs, pick the lawnmower up. We had a basement. Pick the lawnmower up, take it through the living room, take it through the dining room. We had a porch, scraped-in porch at the old house. So normal. I done did this a million times. Yeah, I done did this shit a million-fold. So I got the handlebar, I got the lawnmower like this. We got steps, and I might go to Dayton just to show y'all the house so y'all get a vivid picture of when my life changed for the better. When I really changed. But yeah, so it was some steps. I opened up the screen door. I'm not thinking nothing. This is what I do every day, or all the time. But I'm taking the lawnmower down the steps, and I trip. Just randomly, just trip. Now, your brain has to think quick. It's about 5, 6 steps. So I'm like, you gotta jump, or you fuck around and kill yourself. You better bust your head like wide open. My mother fell off them steps. She fell to the side in the grass, thank God. But that was, you fall down them steps, you're gonna seriously hurt yourself. So I threw this, I had to think quick. I threw the lawnmower, just threw it wherever I could, and I was falling, so I jumped. And when I jumped, the lawnmower was right in front of me, and I thought I was gonna clear it, and I almost did. I lifted my leg up, and the lawnmower hit me directly in my left testicle, like the pusher. The lever hit me. This is my testicle, and this is the lawnmower. It hit it with, as much force as I was coming down. And when I tell you guys, that was the most excruciating pain. One of the most excruciating things that I felt in life. I thought I was literally going to die in that front yard when that occurred, because it hurt so bad. And for all you chicks, if you young and you watch this video, don't go around and kicking boys in their nuts. That is not okay, okay? It may seem funny. I know you see it in movies and you see it in short films and, you know, Instagram and, you know, Top Tick, whatever whatever y'all be on. They be having little skits. Don't do that. That hurts. That hurts. Okay. So, but yeah, man. But just like, you know, we from the hood. You know, I got parents. You know, my father. He's not a really talkative man, but you know, he's caring. But you know, if you black and you from the hood, you know how your parents be. You know, you might be seriously hurt. They be like, go to sleep. Just sleep it off. So I'm in the, you know, I'm on the porch. I'm crying. I'm snot coming out my nose. I'm holding my junk, hold my scrotum. My testicle hurts. So I mean, this is an excruciating pain. I'm like, you would have thought, so I just heard news somebody passed or something. The way I was crying, and he came out. He's like, you good? I told him what happened. He was like, you all right? He was, you know, of course, you all right? You know, and I thought I was all right too. You know, just hurt at the moment. He was like, you know, I think I took like some Tylenol or something. And, you know, I ended up cutting the grass. You know, it was still hurting, but I just pushed through the pain. I still do that to this day. Push through the pain and act like nothing's going on. Even though it is, you wouldn't even know. So I finished cutting the yard. Long story short, you know, the day goes by, still in pain. I'm still hurting just as much as when it did happen. But, you know, of course, you start to get used to the pain. So I go, you know, obviously, nighttime, you know, take a shower, get ready to go to school, you know, whatever, yada, yada. All right, this is where the story goes. I mean, it's already crazy, about to get even. Just when you think shit can't get crazy, it gets crazier. So I wake up in the morning and I wake up. You know, my room is like a 5x7. I live in the attic. You know, it's the roof right where the house is. I basically live in the attic in the crawl space. So I wake up. You know, wake up, you know, can't really put my hands all the way up, but, you know, like this. But when I stand all the way up, I feel something in my pants drop. Now, you know, I'm working with something, working with it, time, you know, but it wasn't that. I mean, this was a heavy weight. I'm like, I mean, it felt like, you know, I had a big ass boulder fall down. So I'm like, what the heck is going on, man? Like, what in the world? I reached down and I grabbed my left testicle. When I say it was about this big, it's about this freaking big. The size of it like an Idaho potato. I freaked out. I ran down the steps. My mom and it was in there. I think she was getting ready for work, just regular morning routine. And I was like, hey, something wrong. They like, what you mean what's wrong? You know? And I showed them my testicle, and they looked, and we ran right to Children's Medical Center. I mean, it wasn't even a thought process. Next thing you know, we in the car, we sitting in the waiting room in the emergency, you know, for kids. It's, you know, my mother worked, you know, works at the hospital, you know, been there for many, many years. And thankfully she worked there. They were phenomenal during this whole process for me. Shouts out to the whole staff that was there. If you're still there, thank you so much for everything that you guys did for me at that time. It was truly appreciated. But that, I mean, I didn't even know at that point that my life was going to change forever. I just didn't know. So we finally get seen. The doctors, they say, man, you know, like, this is crazy. Like, pretty much the blunt force of the lawnmower lever hitting me, I guess, stopped the circulation in my testicle. And, you know, basically, they basically said we had to remove. But long story short, we got to remove your testicle. Literally, I'm like, what? You know, what? You know, I'm a 15-year-old boy. This, you know, just coming into myself, you know, thinking I'm invisible, like a lot of us do when we're young, thinking we got forever to live, thinking we, you know, you see it, you hear these type of things, but you never think it's going to be you. You know, you hear these things, but you never in your brain think it's you until it's you. And I'm like, wow, it blew me away. And he was like, we gotta remove it right away. It's swelling up with your, whichever red cells, white cells. I didn't know. At that point, I was just hearing wah, 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 wah. As soon as they said remove and immediate surgery, my damn ears just went, like you hear that. And I just blanked out. And, it was like, all right, we gonna do this. I don't know, I remember if it was that day or the day after. It was very, very quick, like it happened. So yeah, they did the surgery, they removed my testicle. And, that was an experience. Basically, sorry guys. So basically, I wake up without a testicle, basically. And so I feel different. I don't feel the same. But I'm like, hey, it is what it is. It happened. So I move forward. It was like an outpatient surgery. So of course, that was my first time getting put to sleep. Actually, not, because I had a hip. I slipped a hip from playing basketball or football. But this is my second time having the surgery. But this was like a major one too in my eyes because of what was coming after that. So, sorry. So, all right, I got my bearings back. Cool. We back to Jerelle mode. So, I get home, I can't walk. Pretty much had to kind of learn how to walk again. It's like cut my scrotum open from right there from the anus to the bridge of the back of your penis. And cut it open and get the testicle out. So I'm on recovery mode. I'm optimistic. I'm being optimistic about everything. Like, hey, well, that's it. I'm cool. I'm good now. I'm back. It's about to be the summertime. I'm about to go right back to school. About to be with my guys and play basketball, go ride my bike around the neighborhood, hang out with some girls and regular stuff you do as a teenager. That wasn't gonna be the case. I didn't know. I didn't know what was in front of me. It's not even the tip of this ain't even the tip of the iceberg. We ain't even there yet, man. So I remember one time, I remember the day like it just happened yesterday. I'm sitting in the bed in my mother and parents' room. I think I'm watching like 106 in Park. That's what you did at that point in time, like 04, 03, you watching 106. You know what I'm saying? You in the house around 3:30, you watch Big Rap City, stuff like that. So I'm in there watching BET, chilling, I think I'm eating something. And I get the phone ring. I'm thinking it's one of the little shorties. And, they checking on me and all that. So I'm like, hello? They like, hey, Jerelle, is your mom or dad available? This is Children's Medical Center. This is the oncology department. I'm like, what the hell is oncology? I don't know. Yeah, they home. We need to speak with them right away. Can you put one of them on the phone? I said, sure. Mind it, I ain't think nothing of it, so I called my mother. And, I'm like, hey, children's calling you. I don't know what they calling you for, but, they want to talk to you. So she take the phone, she shut the door, she go about her business. I continue watching television. And, I was like 2-3 minutes later, man, I just hear like this. Like I hear my mother scream, as loud as she could. Scream to the top of her freaking lungs, man. it scared the living hell out of me, man. I've never heard my mother. You know, my mother, if y'all know her, she is that woman is a beast. You hear me? But in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is the strong. Like, outside of my wife, her and my wife, they're like the strongest people I know outside of myself. And and to hear her scream like that, it just, whatever optimism I had, whatever faith I had, whatever any hopefulness, it just vanished. Because in my spirit, I already knew it was about, whatever made her scream was probably about to make me do the same thing, if not worse. So she screamed and just get silent. Just get silent again. It's like when the doctor told me I had to get the surgery. Ears go white. I just stare again. And every time in my life when some crazy stuff like that happens, it's the same scenario. My ears just go out and I just stare. I just go into this blank stare mode. And so she come in the room finally, and I'm trying to act like I'm cool, you know, like I'm watching TV and shit. Like, hey, I ain't infected. Like, I ain't even just hear her scream. You know, she come in, I'll turn my head. I'm just laying right here in the bed. She come in the door right here. She busting the door and she just, eyes is red. I mean, bloodshot red, man. Red as the Jordan 13 suede on the braids. And just face that wet, shirt just drenched in water. Like she just got baptized, you know. She sat on the bed, she looked at me, she rubbed my leg. These ain't tears of sorrow. These are tears of joy, by the way, man. Because if that didn't happen, I probably wouldn't be here right now talking now. You know? But she said, son, I don't know exactly what she said. I wasn't so out of it. She basically was like, Daddy here with you. We love you. We're gonna be here for you. You know, stuff like that to comfort me from the blow that I was about to hear. And she was basically like, they say you got cancer. My life was never the same after that. Hearing that. 18, 14, cancer. Talking about the stuff that be killing people. You know, that's why I'm saying in my head, like this, when you hear cancer at that age, or just even you could be 50 years old and hear cancer right now, we all know people that have passed away from cancer, or have had cancer, or just, you know, it's, you know, before COVID, cancer was like COVID. You heard that shit. It was like somebody got, you know, cancer. That was the big C word at that time. You know, like it just rocked my world, man. And she was basically like, they want you to come back and meet your new doctor, Dr. French. And I love you, Dr. French. He took great care of me. Led me, cured me of that disease, and I can't thank you enough. So if you do watch this ever, when you hear about it, thank you. And like I said, to all of the staff at Children's Medical Center, the dietary staff, the janitorial staff, I don't move, was in that building at that time. You guys are responsible for me sitting here today. You guys gave me the strength in those times when I did. So I'm gonna just kind of skip around at this point because this video will be pretty long and I don't want to bore you guys too much. So you know, I got to go get surgery again. They say, okay, it was in your left testicle. We want to make sure it doesn't spread up the spine and go to your brain. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to take out the left side of all of the tubing on your left side that connects your, connects the testicle to your bladder and your vas deferens and all of that. You can probably put up a diaphragm. You guys can look it up of the anatomy of a male, counterpart. But, so they went in and did that, and they also went in and installed the port. I don't know if you can see that, guys, but it used to be bigger. It kind of healed up over time. It got smaller, but they put a port in there so I can start taking chemo. So maybe about a week after or so of doing all of that healing from that surgery, you jump in. They say, okay, Jerelle, kind of tell me what chemotherapy is. They tell me what I should expect. They tell me how it can make me feel. And just pretty much that type of stuff. I remember the first time I went in there and took it, man. I laid in the hospital bed. My parents was with me. They over here. The nurse come in. She got, like I said, this. I guess honestly, man, I think all this mask and shit, it be kind of giving me PTSD because that's what it looked like on that cancer floor. Everybody was masked up. Gloves everywhere. People got protection over their face. I had to wear that mask while I was in there at all times. I was not allowed, when I came out that room, I was not allowed to go out the room without it. Because if you don't know what chemotherapy does, and I pray one day we find a better solution to fighting cancer and fighting whatever you use chemotherapy and radiation for, that shit has to change. It has to. It has to be a better way. It has to be a better solution. There has to be. But I understand it's a business. It's cancer. It's business in cancer. It's business in death. It's business in, and I can get into all of that. But all I'm saying is something has to change about that practice. We in 2021. All this technology, you telling me that y'all came up with nothing? Yeah. But that's another. We'll get on that on another video. It's gonna be millions of videos that I do for y'all. Where I'm talking about many topics like this. But anyway, so the nurse come in. She's pleasant. They come in with and thy rod is thy staff. I had my rod is what I would call it, because I would have to walk around with that freaking thing every time I walked around to go pee, take a shower, go to a playroom, talk to the kids in there, the kids younger than me, all of that. They had a little cancer room and all of us would be in there, bald-headed as ever, no eyelashes, no eyebrows, and we just sitting in here trying to get through. But yeah, man, the needle was about that long. She pulled it out, connected. I started putting all of this stuff on my chest. She was like, "You ready?" Like, in my head, I'm like, "Hell nah, ho." Hey, or am I ready? Who's ready to do this shit? This ain't like going to Kings Island. It's a ride, but it ain't one you want to go on. But I'm like, hey, I ain't got no choice. I mean, it's the only choice that you guys have given me. So do I really have to say yes or no? Is no going to change the fact that this is the reality? I said, yeah, go ahead. And she stuck that long ass needle in me. Like, that shit was like, oh my God. Oh, what in the hell? You wrap it, they do this little wrap, they wrap it around, they wrap it this way, then they put some more tape. She pressed that button, bloop. Here we are, we in it, and I'm heart beating and, you know, having anxiety at that time, I didn't know what that was, and I was young. I didn't have any priorities or anything, so it wasn't really affecting me like that, like it do now. And like I said, we get to that later, but you know, that's where I learned about anxiety that day. I didn't know what, I never felt that feeling. Just confusion, just kind of just antsy, trying to keep it cool on the exterior because my parents is there. I can feel their energy is as low as fucking ever, and I'm just trying to keep it cool. So that's when I learned how to hide pain. I had to learn how to be strong for people at a very young age. I was on the jumbotron, and so yeah, we be on the chemo. We on the chemo now, and it had to take a couple or 4 or 5. I don't recall the number of times. It was all like a blur at this age, but it was certain things that happened during chemo. Chemo was the worst I've felt. You know, it just makes you feel like you don't want to eat. Like I said, it's around me in COVID. They talking about you can't taste nothing. I couldn't taste shit then. People would bring a burger. They would bring a burger. I remember my boy Kevin and Jesse. This is like I was on my second round of chemotherapy. I'm in there and ate. And shouts out to you guys, man. I love you forever because I had all these friends, and you were probably the only 2 outside of my family that I kicked it with at school, or I kicked it with outside of school. I had niggas in my neighborhood that didn't come see me. But you guys did. I had family members who didn't even come. So that one time when you showing up, man, you guys will always be here. And if I ever get to a place where I can repay you back, I promise you tenfold, I will do just that, Lord willing. But I remember I had a big, my mama, she worked, she still do work in dietary, and they was hooking me up with good food because I wasn't eating. I just didn't have an appetite. I couldn't taste anything. I didn't have a sense of smell at all. Like y'all, all this COVID shit that y'all talking about, I've been there. I was there in 04. Mask, gloves, no taste, no smell, all of that shit. Headaches, nauseated, all of that. That's what cancer is called. I don't know how they came up with a cure for that. This shit just hit. But I would have been dying from cancer since I don't know when. But whatever. Again, I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. That's my frustration. But yeah, I remember I had this was a big juicy Mondo burger, like on Good Burger. Not Good Burger's burger, the Mondo burger. It was that big ass patty, good cheese. They come in the room, Kevin, like, damn, this shit smell good. Ooh, like, you got the fries too? I'm looking at that shit like, yeah. He like, you don't want that? I'm like, he smashed. He like, man, this burger is probably the best burger I ever had. I'm looking at this shit like, whatever. I didn't have an appetite. I think I lost a lot of weight. That was what I remember. And then there was another experience. What's a guy? I forgot his name. God bless his soul. We were about the same age. We went to the same school. And he had cancer as well, but he had cancer on his spine. And his journey was crazy. Like, when I met him, he had already did like 4, 5, 6 surgeries. So much chemotherapy, so much radiation. Like, he couldn't really be around people at all. But I remember one time we were in like our little cancer little thing where we could be out of our rooms, and we finally got to talk. And he was just telling me his experiences, man. You could look in his eyes and you could just look at the fatigue in his face. You could look at the worry, the pain. You could see the tears, the fear. You could see death in his face. Like, you could just see all of that in his face. And we was like 14, 15 years old at that time. And he was talking to me, and I'm talking to him. I'm like, man, how long you done been in here? It sounded like he was talking like he was in prison, dog. Like, how long you done been in here? what you in here for? What kind of cancer you got? I'm like, man, I got testicular cancer. He like, yeah, I got cancer on my spine. It just go up and down, and the tumors keep growing, and but I'm good though. I'm happy, man. And he was just so happy. His eyes was yellow and red, and face was bloated and shit, because all of them drugs and shit that they put in that boy's body. And he was still, it's like, man, I can't wait to get out of here, man. And the good thing about children, that's also will help me get better and not focus on it. And that's where I really have found, I already love video games, but I really found out that video games were a great way to battle anxiety and depression, because when the world is going crazy with the video games, you can enter another world where there's different problems and you can actually be the problem solver. Shouts out to games like Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 7. Those are two of my favorites. If you're a gamer, I'll at your boy. I'm on that Xbox Series X. But anyway, that's it. I'll put that at the end. But I'll put my gamer tag and stuff so you guys can reach out. But anyway, we played the game. We played, I think it was like 2K14 or, I'm sorry, 2K04, Lord. Sorry. We was playing 2K and Live and Madden, and that was when they had Game Day, NFL Game Day. Some of y'all young boys don't even know. Game Day was killing, man, dog. That was the game. I remember Jerome Bettis on the cover of that Game Day 98. For all you 80s babies, holler at yeah. But yeah, man. He was just so hopeful and so optimistic, even though his future was just grim as hell. He was still looking forward to his future. And I remember the doctors, like, he just got one more surgery and he's done. Like, he'll be good. Everything will be great. And he was so ecstatic, like, yeah, man, I got surgery next week. We're going to go ahead and do this surgery, man. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be able to go back to school. I'm going to be able to go to homecoming. And I remember, damn, man. I remember, he got a surgery, and a little bit after that, like when people passed away on their doors, maybe they would put an angel on their door. And I remember, man, sorry. Let me get through this shit, man. Somebody need to hear. Somebody out here. They used to put like angels and shit on people's doors when they passed. And I remember one day, it was random. I would go out, try to walk around, try to get out that room because it felt like a jail. So I was only allowed to go on that floor. I wouldn't be able to go past that door. It was a door that we were not allowed to go past. I was just walking through. His room was directly across from mine. I remember one day I opened up my door and I seen an angel on his door, and it just fucking crushed me. It just crushed me. I ain't never even told nobody half this shit. I don't think my wife knew any of this. It just crushed me, man. And it made me feel like, damn, man, that's my future, man. That's me next. That's gonna be me. That's what I was thinking. That's me right there. That's gonna be my door. Because I felt the same way he was feeling. I felt optimistic. I was cheery. I was happy. And I was elated and ecstatic. And to see that, I lost faith. I lost hope. I lost everything. My fight, my will. Just lost it completely. But I didn't cry in that moment. I was so busy trying to be strong for everybody. I just looked at it for a couple minutes, and in my head I said, God, please be with him, with his spirit. I just moved, walked on. And, as time progressed, it was kids smaller than me dying. I remember one time I was in the room, and they let us, just all be in the room together. This little kid came up to me and was like, am I going to die? And this is like a 5, 6-year-old. I'm bald headed at this point. I even told y'all about how my hair fell out and had long braids and everything. And the little kid was like, am I going to die? And I had to sit there and lie and say, no, you're not. You're going to live. I hope I do. I don't want to die. And I tried. So I had to walk out the room. I had to go back to my room and go in the bathroom and fucking cry my damn eyes out. Because why does a 5-year-old even have to feel that? Having to feel death and try to wrap their minds around what death is. That's such a complex thing, even to an adult. And me being 33 years old is complex to me. It puts me in a space. So what is it doing to a 5-year-old that is faced with that reality? I can only imagine. God bless his soul too. And but now I'm 33. I looked at that boy and I said, "You're gonna be all right." You know why? And I'm gonna elaborate to his spirit. If you out there, you ain't gotta hurt no more, dog. You ain't gotta feel no pain. You ain't gotta deal with this COVID crap. With this whatever I feel like they're trying to do. You know, the powers that be gonna be nice to us. I don't know, but you cool, and you know, you got a spot in space in a good place. You struggle here, but it's a place for you where it's peaceful, and I pray that you found it. And yeah. But yeah, these are just the experiences, man. And this not even. I think this is the second round. So my third round, my hair is falling out. I'm going outside. I'm playing basketball. This is, I think, my birthday. I was like 15. I think I turned 15 this year on my third round. I was in the hospital for my birthday. You know, we celebrated and stuff. I think I got out a little bit after that. And as soon as I got home, I went over to my dude, Marquise Atlas. What's up, you guys? I love y'all too, man. Y'all did a lot for me growing up. But we, went over there to play ball and be hooping and shit. And, we playing street ball. So, mud foul and shit. Somebody fouled me. And my hair, my braid just was like, and everybody just stopped. Maybe in my head they stopped. I don't know what they did. You get kind of self-conscious when that type of stuff is going on. You think everybody noticed it, and they probably didn't, but I felt like the world stopped, or maybe it was my world that stopped at that moment. And as soon as it happened, I think I made up some excuse like, man, I'm thirsty. I'm about to go to the crib. I'm about to go grab some water real quick. And I got on my bike. I had this gold vinyl with the gold pegs and shit, BMX bike. Everybody loved it. Dope BMX. Dope. And I'm riding back to the crib. And I throw my, I open up the gate. I throw my bike in the yard. I run in the house. My dad there. I think my dad sitting on the couch. He watching, MTV Raps or something. And I'm like, Dad, my hair coming out. And my dad, the coolest man on this earth, bro. Cool. I ain't never seen this man. I probably seen this man cry. With one hand, I could probably count the numbers of times I've seen a tear drop out his eye. And he was like, "You said what, man? Your hair coming out." My daddy, that's his great. He like to, say what you just said to you. I'm like, yeah, look. You look like, look at the hair. You go get a bag. And he like, okay. He's very solution focused. He like, okay, cool. Don't worry. I got some clippers in here. We just cut. I just cut it off. I was like, it's a big deal to me, but I seen how cool he was about it. It just made me cool with it. Like, okay, that's what we gonna do. So I'm pulling the braids out my head. I'm literally peeling them off, one by one. I think I had like 6 straight backs. I pull them off. He give me the bag. I put them in there. He just made it like it was this is regular. You get the clippers, you go ahead and start, getting me bald, getting it nice and shiny, shiny suit man on the head, and we put the rest of the hair in the bag, and boom, okay. He good. And but he did, you could tell he wanted to, I could tell he probably wanted to break down in that moment, but I seen how he knew that if he would have did that, it would have broken me. But I seen what strength was. And when things are happening, you just, as a man, you just got to go through it. You can't run from it. You just face it, you deal with it, and move forward. And in that moment, that's kind of where I learned that. And of course, he was always and still to this day is always a great example of what you do when life is hard, and how to make good, quick decisions and make them sound. But that was a great experience. A lot of people don't know. And I think the last one, I think it was about to be fourth quarter of school. They had Spirit Week, and everybody was like, "Where's Jerelle? We ain't seen him." Nobody knew my situation really. I think Kevin and them probably told people at the school, what was going on and stuff. But I was hollering at him a lot. My boy Ray Sean. I remember walking in, my dad took me up to the Spirit Week, and all these good songs is on and stuff, and I got my do-rag on, I got a face mask on, and I'm just sitting there, everybody looking at me like a ghost, like they in the bleachers, and I walk in, and I'm just sitting by the basketball court, and I'm just kind of like, trying to act normal, like I'm like, hell yeah, I'm back in school, I'm like, but everybody, like, it's almost like I took the spirit out of everybody walking in. It's like they was looking at a dead man or something. And everybody just was looking at me like, like a ghost. And I remember sitting there, Liz McDonald, she came down. I don't even talk to this girl. I never talked to her a day in my life. She came down, looked at me, and just fucking cried and hugged me as hard as she could. I ain't never even talked to this girl a day in my fucking life. So I know I must have been looking like death compared to what I was looking like before and what I was looking like in that moment. And that shit broke me too. I didn't break because I didn't want to show all them people that I was weak in that moment and I was a weak person. I wanted them to look at me and still be like, damn, he walked in here, he on his own strength after he just took chemotherapy. He's strong, and so yeah, that was a cool moment. I had to display strength, and I didn't have it. And I think the last one was when I went over to my, one of my closest cousins I got was grew up with my brother Spuzz, and I remember playing basketball after doing chemotherapy, and basketball was such a release and a gateway for me during that time. Getting to play ball and getting to be around guys, and they treat me like regular. I got on that court, I was just a regular dude. They didn't give a fuck if I had chemotherapy, I had cancer. They didn't care. It was, can you hoop? Like, yeah. I went out there and was hooping boys. I had the pony city wing low Pacer colorway. I was hooping boys in jeans and a FUBU Dirty South long sleeve hoodie. Torture, scorching. Y'all know I was. Give me that credit if you watching this. You know I on chemo. Whoops you. Ooh. Whoops you. But yeah, in those moments it was like, I felt like shit. Total utter crap. But it was the activities took me away from what I was feeling. Even if it was just for a moment, that was sufficient enough for me that when I did need I could travel back in them times and I could remember that one moment you was this, and remember when you felt like this, but you was still able to do this. I've been able to do amazing things while I was under pressure, when I felt undefeated, when I felt defeated, when I felt I couldn't, I somehow gathered strength somewhere through these moments that I've had. So that was my cancer as a teen. I got better, obviously. I went back to school. I met my beautiful wife during this process, and that's why I love her to death and I never leave, because when I didn't even have hair, I had women say, I can't get with you because you would give me cancer. I had chicks say, you ain't got no eyebrows, you ain't got no eyelashes. What I look like doing with you? I mean, it really screwed up my self-pride and all of that. But one thing I can appreciate about my wife, and why I don't care, she can leave me, but I ain't gonna leave her, because she done been down with me and up with me. But I met her when I didn't have anything to offer. I couldn't offer her a good looking guy at that time. I couldn't offer her money. I couldn't offer her anything. Hell, I couldn't damn near offer her that I was gonna be around for a year, because I was still going through goddamn cancer. But what I could offer her was, hey, you got a great friend in me, a good confider, somebody you can count on. I promise, I don't promise too much to anybody, but I did promise her one thing, is that I'll never leave. We've been rocking since then. So I appreciate my boo, Corey, for holding me up when I'm down and being just my rock. Like God said, when you find a good woman, you find a good thing. And I definitely am appreciative of that. But that's also another thing. I had to take a shot. I ain't had no hair. I ain't had, confidence, but what I did have is will. I had that will. I seen something that was in front of me that I wanted. And I knew, in my heart of hearts, I knew, hey, if I walk away right now, and I don't have the courage to say something to her in this moment, I'd rather know that what it is than to have to see her 20 years from now and be like, I could have had her. I could have been with her. I could have, all of these beautiful things. And also that's what I want to say, go for it. Even if you ain't in the best condition or whatever you're trying to do, start it. Figure it out while you on the go, but start. But yeah, so yeah, that's the cancer situation. I'm gonna fast forward. I got cancer again. Had to get my other testicle taken out. I was about 18 in college, so they took it out. Luckily, it was not a tumor that spread, so I just had to do the surgery to get all of that right side out, and that was it. So my journey after that, testosterone. Journey with testosterone. That is the building block of every man. I learned that the hard way. And hopefully you guys out there learn from everything that I'm saying. Don't learn. Try your best not to learn the hard way. If you hear somebody going through something, you got a loved one, you see them going through a battle, do what you can to learn from their experience. All of our experiences, we can learn from each other. You don't have to go through the same shit. You just look at what that person did, the outcome in your head and in your thoughts. Make sure that you do whatever you can to not make that same mistake. And sometimes you're going to make that mistake. Sometimes you're going to do what you already, damn, I shouldn't have did it. But only thing you can do is just make sure that each time you do something, just try not to do it twice. And if you do it twice, don't beat yourself up. Understand that you're human and you're a working process. And as long as you got to wake up today, you got a chance to make it right. But yeah, so testosterone. Still a battle today, guys. It was another guy that had a video where he was kind of talking. He was getting interviewed. It wasn't like this, and I'll also post that because that was pretty dope. Not too many men talk about this, having testicular cancer, really. You don't hear about it. You just don't hear about it. So, but when I lost both testicles, I now had to go through testosterone therapy. And that's a lifetime therapy. This is something that I will have to do for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. Like I said, testosterone is the building block of a man. Now, it doesn't make you a man. Things that you do in your life ferment who you are as a man. But testosterone is the foundation of every man. I didn't have insurance at a point in time. I got older. And then, I left home. Didn't have no insurance. Went so many years without even getting a damn, out of remission. I stopped even going to the scans. Thankfully, I'm still here because the shit could have came back. But my negligence, I didn't even go. God kept me that whole time of not getting a scan for probably 2-3 years. I didn't have no insurance, y'all. I didn't have it. And I couldn't afford it, At that age, I was like 18, 19, 20. I got married, I think, at 21. Things started to look a little bit up for me. I ended up getting a job, ended up getting on testosterone. But then when the recession hit, this is about the time Michael Jackson passed away. I got fired that day from my job. And then at that point, they cut off my insurance. So I went out with no testosterone. It was like a year and a half until I found a new job that had insurance and I could get it. But boy, oh boy, let me tell you that, let me tell you that, I'm sorry, yeah. Let me tell you that year and a half was woo-wee. And I was married and young, and you can't perform. You know what I'm talking about. You right there, you know what I'm saying when I say perform, could not perform. Here it was clicking. It's like having an engine where they go like, Okay. I'm trying to drive right now. I'm trying to drive. I can heavy into it, but she don't be clicking. My face, I'll have a picture here too, probably. I ever have a picture. I bare-faced it, like I was barely growing a beard. Like I was looking like a fat baby at that point. Like looking like Buddha. Buddha bless this feet. Buddha bless this boy. Boy, I was out here looking like the straight fattest Buddha of all time, bro. And no shots out, because I was heavy as hell. I'm still heavy, but I done lost a lot. But we'll get to that too. I'll probably say that for another video. This is specifically about cancer and testicular, because nobody has a video out talking about this, really. I haven't seen any video talking about testicular cancer. Actually, it's a guy on YouTube. I've been helping these guys out on YouTube. I clicked on the video, and because people were just asking questions that had testicular cancer, and I was like, damn, nobody's really out here expressing this. And to be honest, it ain't no black or Moorish descent man talking about it that came from poverty, that didn't have the money, didn't have the means to take care of myself. But I'm gonna get with y'all. So I'm actually pull this up real quick. I hope y'all don't mind. And this guy was actually talking about hurting himself, and I had talked him down. Like, he said he was, I'm not gonna put his name out there, but you got so much life to live, young man. You got a whole life ahead of you, man. Look at me now. Look at my beard. I know you're talking about how do you grow a beard? How do you do these things? It's means. It's means. And if you need something, anybody out there that got testicular cancer, if you need something, you need somebody to talk to, you just found out, you don't know what to do, reach out. Don't suffer alone. I've learned that recently with my health issues that I got right now. Now, hopefully it's nothing major, and I don't think it is, but it's a movie, so we'll be tuning in. If it is, y'all gonna know about it, and we gonna have it on film, and we gonna get with it. You done seen me cry. I already done did all of that. I might as well let y'all come on in. You feel me? Come on. So, but yeah, man, he asked questions about how was your body weight? Did you gain weight during those processes? And the answer was hell yeah, I did. Okay, I gained in high school. I was about 220, about 200 to 220. It would fluctuate depending on if I was being athletic or not. I've never been a fat boy like that, but I was. I wouldn't even say chubby. I was just, I've always been a solid dude. Like my body, I'm stocky, solid guy. But once that testosterone started to go astray, I think in a year and a half, I probably got up to I probably gained 140, 150 pounds. Not being on testosterone, I was eating like crap, eating ribs, macaroni, and cheese. They call that stuff soul food, but I don't understand because it does nothing to your soul but kill it. It may be comfort. We'll call it comforting food, but that's what it is. It's not good for your soul, but as Moorish Americans, that's what we were taught. That's what we were given. But there are other tools out there. Eating alkaline or eating on an alkaline diet definitely helped me a lot. I had to learn a lot on my own, but that was pretty much a part of my weight loss journey. It definitely helped is learning how to eat. But y'all gonna get into some of these questions. Some of you guys have been asking me on this video that I kind of commented about testicular cancer. So hopefully I can answer as many of these as possible. And hopefully this can help you guys. If you have any, again, I can't stress this enough. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment below. I'm going to have my Instagram information available for you. You can reach out there. And we can get this. We can get together and really create a community for testicular cancer. And that's really what I want to do. Obviously, breast cancer is something that plagues women. All of us know about it. All of us. It's a month. It's an awareness month, but also there are some things that plague men. And testicular cancer is definitely something that plagues you. It's something that, obviously you can't see visually, but as far as a man's testicles does so much for them. And when you lose both, one is bad enough, but when you lose both, it definitely makes a hell of a difference in what day-to-day life is going to look like. So that's my plan, is to really create a community for guys with testicular cancer where we can get together and help the ones that maybe have to face that in the future, or guys that are dealing with it now but may not have the resources available, the support available, and the camaraderie available to get through it, because I truly believe with all cancers and all ailments, you can get through them through love. So one of the first questions somebody asked me on this post is, how do you manage sex? I'll be honest. When I went without testosterone, sex was calculated. It was like calculus. It was like it was physics. It was something that used to be like a duh type thing became a scientific problem, math, astronomy, astrology type thing. It was complicated, but when you get on a testosterone regimen, as far as a replacement, then things are regular. Like, as of, my sex is just as regular as a man with testicles. I can perform just as better. Obviously, we've been married for basically 12, 11 years. So ain't no woman gonna stay around with you if you ain't putting it down. So, but you just have to find, with any type of replacement or therapy, it's not a one size fit all. So you have to kind of find your way, find what testosterone is going to work for you. Because, they have different testosterones. I've taken some testosterones where when I take it, my spike is up. And then by the 5th or 6th day, I'm dropped right low to the decibel. And I'm feeling emotional, unstable, all of these things. So, but I think somebody asked me another question about that. So I'll skip that and move on. But sex is not a thing that you have to think about when you're on testosterone replacement. You're having sex. It feels good. It's the same thing. No difference. So hopefully that answers that question. Anybody that may be wondering. Another guy asked, do I have kids? And the answer is no. That is another reality of having testicular cancer. And I'll go back to story time because this all relates to a story. When I lost my first testicle, I ended up finding out there's a such thing as having a good testicle and a bad testicle. I didn't know this beforehand. A lot of you probably don't know. But there is a such thing as having a good testicle and a bad one. Some people have two good ones. It's like a kidney or an eye. Some people got two good eyes. Some people just got one. They got a bad eye. They got, like me, I got astigmatism in this one, and this one is Gucci. So I got a lens in this one, and this one is just whatever. So the testicles are the same way. So the one that I lost at first was the one that produced the sperm. It is the one that produced the testosterone. I didn't know all of this, until I lost that testicle. When I lost that one, I found out that I lost my chances of having a child. So, for us, the natural way. So after I found that out, after I got done with chemotherapy, they always say that sometimes the chemotherapy is so powerful that it just wipes that option away from you. To where you'll never be able to have kids, even if you do have a testicle. So I was just one of the unfortunate. I wouldn't say unfortunate. Just is what it is. That was my reality. Hey, you can't have kids. I remember going to the sperm bank with my mother. The fucking weirdest thing ever. And they act like it's just nothing. So we walk in there. This is one time. Now, my mom knew I jacked off. She done found porno tapes in the VCR, all type of dumb stuff I was doing. Lord, I was horny. But, so we go in there. It's something that we never talked about. And obviously, if you're a mother and you got a son, you might have experienced him, catching him watching a porno or something like that. But it don't get no worse than this. Imagine walking into, I had to look at this camera over here. Imagine walking into the sperm bank, right? You walk up to the counter, they hand you the pornography. They give you a couple of tapes. They give you and these tapes was fire. Nigga, I'm trying to find these tapes right now. Where are they? These tapes were the best porno I think I got addicted to porno after that. It was no shame on my game. I'll jack up once you walk to the sperm bank with your mama, what kind of shame do you have for masturbation at that point? So yeah, man, walked in there. She right here, I'm right here. They give me the cup. They give me the books. I'm talking about Blacktail Hustler. I'm sorry if kids are watching. Oh, my apologies. We gonna keep it on there because that's a reality. But I ain't gonna name these so y'all can go in here and be trying to find this stuff, okay? You gonna find it eventually, but you ain't gonna get it from me. I just gave you 2 keys for the grown and sexy. Alright, but yeah, hand me the material. We're gonna call it material for now. We're gonna call those type of things materials. Hands me the materials, and what's weird is, okay, you go in there, you do your thing, and then you walk out with all this solution in the bottle while your brother is looking at the solution in the bottle. You walking out, and there's all these women around, and you walking out with a cup full of nut. Or solution. Keep it. We wrong on that cut. I'm sorry, man. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry. It is what it is. I can't. Just take me as I am, or have nothing at all.
Oh, so you called me lame.
I'm being corny, cornball. Anyway, yeah. So that hopefully that answered your question. I cannot have kids biologically, but I have two beautiful, amazing, adorable, the smartest, genius, prodigy nieces that I will literally live for. I ain't gonna say die. I want to live forever for them ladies. So, but yeah, I'm a full-time uncle, and that is sufficient for me. So, but no, I don't have any kids, and will probably never biologically. But there's other options, and I will venture into those in the future. Let me see here. Another guy said, "You are definitely not alone, dude. There are a few of us flatbaggers out there. I am a flatbagger. If you want to know what a flatbagger is, that's somebody who does not have testicles. So if you can imagine a bag from Kroger's that is flat, that's what it looks like for all you guys that are visionaries. And because people ask me all type of things like, when you have sex, does liquid come out because you lost your testicles, or what does it look like in a sack? It's a flat bag. So, for all you people that like TMI, there you go. And it's Sharpay, my wife said, and it's wrinkly too. She gets the first eye view. She gets the luxury of having that first eye view. Ooh-wee. You are a mess. How was your body weight? Did you gain weight during those processes? Yes, I did. I gained about, couldn't keep weight off. And like I said, I didn't know how to eat at that time either. But when you lose out on testosterone, you end up gaining a lot of weight. So I ended up gaining, like I said, over 120 pounds, and actually more than that. So like 150, 170. What's next? How many days do you have to take testosterone injections? With me, it's a love-hate situation. I'll be honest with you, man. I used to have to. When I first started, I did them in my arm. So when I was like a teenager, still I would shoot the testosterone in my arm, like in my bicep or tricep. In my tricep, and then I had to do that weekly. When I became grown and I went like years without it, I ended up getting back on it, and when I did, I would take it once a week. So it's usually once a week that you have to take testosterone. They have many different ways of taking it. You can inject it in your leg, or you can inject it in, like I said, in your buttock. Right now I'm on Zylostat, and you kind of shoot it in your stomach. You grab your stomach, and it's like this little pin, or something like that. What's that? The Epsi pin, or what is it called? Whatever, when people be on that Fenty. Oh. That, I don't know if you know what Fenty. When I say they on that Fenty, that's that fentanyl. But they be getting them back with the EpiPen. It look literally just like that. So you just grab some of your fat. If you're a fat guy like me, you grab that fat real tight, and you for about 10 seconds. And what's crazy, you don't even feel it. And that's it. But the side effects, this is really to the medical industry. We have to stop making medicines where the side effects are worse than the issue. that is at hand. It is no reason I should have to take testosterone and after the fact have a migraine where I feel like I need to go to the emergency room or be depressed. I've never been a person I had cancer twice and I've never experienced depression. On this Zylstead, I probably have hit that at this point. With this, they put me on this new Zylstead stuff and it's been causing hell. Okay? Me performing well in bed is not worth losing my mind. So, yes, it's about once a week on this stuff. I'll probably take it once a month. And I took it last week, and I vowed that I would never take it again. So the people at Zylstead, if you are watching this, hit me up. And if you need me to be we need to sit down and come up with a way to where we can make something a nice, clean. I understand you copywriting things and you have to go about it a certain way and you have to put certain things in your medicine to where you can copyright it. But some of this stuff that y'all put in these medicines, you should go to jail. You guys should go to prison for it because it's going to cause somebody cancer. It's going to cause somebody lupus. It's going to cause somebody a heart attack. It's going to cause somebody depression, suicide. Come on, y'all know these things. So why can't you give people the best option possible? I understand you might have to put something in there, but come on. We just got to do better with vaccines and therapies to where it's not killing the person that you're trying to. Therapy it should only be a good thing. It should not be adverse. It should not cause adverse effects at all. If it does, that is not therapy. That's like torture. You got to go to hell to get to heaven type concept. That's what chemotherapy is. You got to go through hell to get to heaven. And going through hell might kill you. The tumor ain't going to kill you, but the chemotherapy going to kill you. The radiation going to kill you. Not necessarily even the tumor. Sometimes, I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked up the studies, I haven't looked up the research, but I'm pretty confident that chemotherapy and the radiation does it. So, that's it, man. That's all I got for you. And if you were touched, if you were inspired, please share this video to your loved ones, your friends, your family, somebody that may be going through testicular cancer. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. And if you watch the whole way through, I truly appreciate you. May Yahweh bless you and your family. May you never have to experience this. And if you are, I'm here for you. And there's a lot more guys out there that'll be here to fight with you. I wear this every day. No one fights alone. And that's any battle. That's a war, a real war. That's any type of battle. You are not alone. Don't suffer. I love you, man. It's really